Hey, Shalom, Markins, Rakam, Kapash from GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Chachwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, our elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole full expression of truth in all sincerity, right? Yeah, because it was our apostles that, brought this truth to us, man, right? And, not, some of these old heads that are, come back out of the woodwork to claim, position and authority, amongst Israel, after taking some long hiatus, you know, and I'm referring to, 'cause I was watching Elder Apostle Ramlar's video on Elder Kazak, okay, of the seven, from the old school, and it's like the apostles were saying, old apostle, beginning of old apostle Tahar, on down at these guys that, fell off, you know, back then, everything that was happening, are gonna come back out of the woodwork, man, and and try and act like they never left, man. And but we never learned, this batch of, well, I go back, well, 13, 14 years now, but this, kind of batch of, you know, Israelites that come to the truth didn't come from him, right? They all fell off, right? It's our elders and apostles that, brought this word to us, man. And yeah, you had Nate out there, pushing the word, on the YouTube and that, you know, but it was our elders and apostles that were doing that, right? It wasn't, these other elders and whatever. They went back into the world, man, and they have no claim, no right, no nothing, to be talking like, he the fixer upper. He gonna fix everything. He gonna solve all the problems, man. But you were part of the problem, man. You know. And Apostle Rama made some good points in that, because like I'm saying, you know, you left, disappeared, right, and the sheep, they weren't being fed, right? They weren't being fed with any, with no truth. You went back and did whatever you was doing for however long you was doing it for, enjoying your life, okay, not thinking about this Hebrew Israelite movement and whatever, man. You weren't doing no work, all right. You took your hand off the plow, okay. You was like, no, I don't do this no more, right? But but now you see these prophecies, coming thick and heavy. Like you're the fear, maybe it's the fear, maybe it's something else, right? But you're starting to feel like, oh crap, yeah, maybe I should dust my garment off, right, and come out, right? But you had your chance, you had your moment, to continue doing the right thing, like our elders and apostles have done, which was to continue teaching regardless of everything that was going on back at the old school and the splits and all these types of things that happened. They continued, man, to teach like true shepherds. All right, and that's what I was going to get into in this video today. All right, so I'm going to start here in John chapter 21 verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahweh Shai said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? Pardon me. And he saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. All right. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And he saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. And he saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? And Peter was grieved because he had said unto him the third time, like, didn't believe me, right? He said, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. How shall I say unto him, Feed my sheep. Right? That's what the Lord commanded Peter to do. Right? If you love the Lord, feed my sheep. Feed the sheep. If you love Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, feed the sheep. That was your commandment, man. That's our commandment, right? And regardless of whatever happens to us in this truth of ours, man, we are to continue to feed the sheep. Right? But you failed to do that. And not just you, other guys, Lahab and all these older guys, right? There's a lot of them, right? um, that disappeared and tried to make a comeback, you know, going back on tour, right? Trying to make a comeback, man, and acting like, they're in the head seat or whatever, trying to be the one in, you know, one to lead Israel and all this kind of business, right? You hadn't seen all that, heard all that. Um, yeah, you stopped feeding the sheep, man. Okay, you didn't continue to feed the sheep. You went and did your own thing. You went and, you know, fed yourself. Okay, you did whatever it is for yourself. Right? You didn't care about the sheep no more. You only cared about yourself. All right. This is John chapter 10, verse 11 says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. Right? This is about our ministry, man. This isn't about ourselves. This is about giving all for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and for the work, for the ministry, man. All right. But he that is an hireling, right? Someone just pays you go, innit? he got no loyalties. He's just there for the money, right? He's just there for a time, for his own interests, right? But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not. Okay, you didn't really think that these were the sheep. These were the sheep that were given to you for you to look after and to tend to, right? You didn't look at it like that. You didn't see it like that when you decided to disappear into the night. It was like, nah, fuck that, fuck these guys. I'm out of here. That's the mentality you were in. So seeth not the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. You fled. You just left. And the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. Right. So you left them to whatever devices that kind of occurred after that, right? Because people just fell off, man. A bunch of people fell off in that time, right? And they just went back into the world, and you weren't doing nothing about it. You weren't trying to. You was one of them, right? You was one of them. So you let the wolf come in and just do what he do. Let Satan come in and scatter the sheep, right? With I said no. Like you was one of them, man. You didn't even attempt to hold it down. So the hireling fleeth because he is an hireling and he careth not for the sheep. You don't really care for the sheep. He didn't care for the sheep. You guys didn't care, right? So you fled, you left. I ain't dealing with that. I'm gonna do my own thing. You didn't care what happened to them, right? Verse 14: I am the good shepherd and know my sheep, and I am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. Okay. Well, I said this is not the mentality of these guys, concerning the flock. They're selfish. They're more about themselves. They're a hireling, right? And it said the only reason these guys are coming back out now is because they're seeing certain these prophecies coming close, man, and they either they fear for the lies and they think, oh, I just need to get him back in good favor with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But then a lot of them come back and they come back with some whacked out doctrines anyway, and so they ain't gonna help them. Or they want to jump on this Hebrew Israelite bandwagon and get some fame, a little bit of fame, a little bit of fortune or whatever, some little bit of reverence or all this stupidness, right? So whatever the reason is, man, you had your opportunity, man. You had your chance to do the right thing, and you failed. You failed the flock. You failed to carry out the commandment that the Lord gave us, man. And now you want to come back in a fashion that you're not even like in a remorseful, repentant spirit, and that you just come in like nothing happened, like you didn't like nothing happened, man. That's kind of proud, man. That's not humble, you know. This is Sirach chapter 2 verse 12. It says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Okay, men's hearts became fearful, man, and hands became faint. So they dropped the plow, right? They just dropped the plow. Man's like, oh man, I can't do this no more. I ain't doing this, man. Disappear for 20 years or whatever. You know, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, weak-hearted, right? Weak-minded, right? For he believeth not, therefore he shall not be defended, right? These people that dropped out, that fell off, that disappeared into the night, some long ass hiatus and whatever, right? These lost faith, and that's what it boils down to. They lost faith. They didn't believe. They didn't believe anymore, man. They thought all this stuff was falling apart. They didn't believe in that it's no longer if it's falling apart, then obviously it's not true anymore. They didn't keep no faith, so they decided to serve themselves. But now they want to jump back on the train, and it's like, well, you you missed it. That train left a long time ago, man. You jumped off the train. The train's long gone. You know. So woe unto you that have lost patience. They lost patience. I said I don't know the ins and outs of everything that was going on. That's why I'm not going to talk too deep into it. But I know from what we've been told, and obviously in year 2000, that a lot of people dropped out in the year 2000. So if that was during that time that Elder Kazak did that, or dropped out or whatever, I don't know. But you know these men lost faith. They lost patience, man. The Lord never came, and it's like, oh, well, maybe straight away they just jumped to the worst, end of the spectrum. It's like, well, the Lord ain't coming then. Lord ain't real. Lord ain't coming. So I'm just gonna do my own thing. Rather than just like, well, who's wrong in it. There's prophecies still out here that need to be fulfilled. We need to keep watching. Keep watching, keep watching, keep watching, keep watching, keep teaching, right? But no, these men like, fuck it, man. I can't bother with this no more. Shit's a scam. And just went back into the world and went and did whatever they did with the rest of their lives up until this point. But these men are not men of faith then. Any little bump in the road, these men they get knocked off, man. They're weak-minded, man. So the Lord don't want those people. That's why they got dropped out, right? Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do? What will you do, right? When the Lord shall visit you. So when the Lord does come, now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? Oh, well, things were tough back then, and I didn't think you were gonna turn up, more for you, didn't it? That's why this thing is a thing of faith. It's not, it's a thing of faith, man. So you got to show that resilience, man, no matter what the hell you're facing. And we pray that to Yahweh Shemel Shai, that the Lord give us that spirit and give us that resilience to deal with all things, man. Because that weren't even the hour of temptation, man. These men were dropping off. So how are they ever going to survive the hour of temptation, man? We need that resilient spirit, man. And evidently you falling at hurdles early on in the game, so you ain't gonna be able to make it. You try and come back, you ain't gonna be able to make it, man. You really feel that lesser obstacles, adversities, right? Verse 15 says, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word. All right, what was the Yahweh's commandment? Feed my sheep. If you really believed and you truly feared, you would have just kept on doing that, regardless, man, of what was going on. But you didn't do that. All right. So they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. Keep his ways. Not, I'm gonna cast it away for 20 years and then sorry it happens in the future, I'll pick it back up again. And act like I never left. And I'm gonna fix everything. Yeah, but you're not the example to follow. How are you gonna fix anything? You're not the example to follow. And this is why, we give double honors unto the elders, our elders, the apostles of GMS. Beginning with elders, apostle to on down, right? Because they led that example, right? They lived that life, okay? And we follow in their example. right? If we was to follow you now, man, it'd be just like, oh, when things get too hard, man, we'll just take a break, take a long break, come back, come back again another time, innit? No, yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Just take long breaks a day, like, oh, I'm feeling tired today. Let's take a long ass break, and yeah, I'll come back to it some other time. But the thing is, like, whatever he was thinking, whatever it was that you was thinking at the time, man, you don't know when the Lord's gonna come back. You ain't got time to play those types of games anyway, man. It's madness. So you just work. Just do what the Lord told you, man. Feed the sheep, man, and that's what Lord, we will continue to do, right? But as I say, it's not the same for some of these guys that fell off, man. Right? Not the same mentality, right? Um. So they that fear, verse 16, they that fear the Lord will seek which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. All right, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men, for as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Okay. This is Luke chapter 9, verse 62. And it says here, and Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow. Okay, you was in the work, you was doing the work, right? You received this truth. You became a shepherd, you teaching others, and you was doing the work, right? But no man having put his hand to the plow and started the work and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God, right? So you working, but you thinking about other things. You're thinking about the world. You're thinking about, I don't know if I believe in this. I don't want to work for this project no more. It's unfruitful to me. It's not doing what I want it to do, and whatever things go through people's heads, that come in the truth and fall out. Whatever the demon jumps on them and gets them thinking, right? You don't really want to be here. You don't really want to do this. You won't really want to be doing something else. And that's why IUIC is good, because it caters to all. Because you could be a rapper, you could be all kinds. You could be a movie star, you could be a Hollywood director, you could be a teacher, you could be, a worldly teacher. You could be a, you could be a fashion fashion guru. You do walkways and shit. So they encompass everybody. So no one feels left out there. Everyone wants to be in IUIC because there's so much going on there. But this is straight raw. This work is straight. It's supposed to be straight raw, and yeah, it's not always easy. Well, yeah, it's not always easy, man. It's not always pleasant, right? But you signed up, man. You signed up to do the work. Do the work, innit? Oh, I don't want to be here. But then go, innit? But don't try and get back on the job afterwards. You started the work and you was like, oh, fuck this, man. This hard work. I don't want to do this. And you duck out, you leave, right? Don't finish your thing, right? And then when it comes to payment, you come back at the end and ask to be paid, and you didn't finish your work. What the hell are you thinking? Who does that? Who does that, man? Who can do that? Just left the job, said, fuck this job. I don't want to do this job. But at the end of the day, comes back and demands payment. Comes back and picks up the shot, right at the end. Bro, it don't work like that. It's like Apostle Ryan was saying, it don't work like that, man. Once you sign up to work, you work until the day is done. Because you're gonna have those, 11th-hour Israelites come in right at the end, and the Lord promised them the same thing, right? Like that the parable, right? They were offered the same amount, so no one can complain because everyone accept their terms and conditions, right? Workers' law, whatever it's called, But but you can't start the job and leave the job. You didn't respect the project, like you didn't respect the job, and you just left. Every man was working, you just left. And then when the job was done, it's pretty much finished. You're gonna try and add a little bit of paint on the outside of it and say, yeah, I was here, I was doing the work. Can I get paid now? These guys are insane. That doesn't fly. That doesn't even fly in Esau's world, man. That shit ain't flying. you know. But yeah, so I'm gonna read it again, right? It says, verse 62, and Yahweh shall send to him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God, right? So it's already been deduced, man, that you're not fit. So trying to come back now is kind of pointless, to be fair, you know, because you already know these scriptures, you know them, you know, as well as any of us, maybe more so, right? Because you know, elder, been you know this truth a long time, right? You know, you should know this better than us, but you know, you're feeling desperate, I guess. I don't know. Um, This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing. Right? He put the garment back on now, right? But inwardly they are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and is cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them, right? And what's these fruits? Like, really, he's a quitter. He quit. That, you know, I said that's not the example that men should be following, man. You know, it's different to have, like, you know, your faith knocked and you know you're down. You know, going back to the boxing terms, that you're down for, you know, count of 10, you know, count of 9. You get up on the 9 count, right? And you get up. This guy fully just stayed down. Months and years went by. I said, nah, I want to continue the fight. Well, you lost the fight already, man. The fight's over. It's done. You know, because you get those setbacks, man. In this truth, man, you get these setbacks. Your faith is knocked a bit, man. And you have to, you know, pray and strengthen your resolve, man. You know, and continue the fight. Okay, you have to get up though, man. You can't just stay down, man. Like stay down for 20 years and come on, man. You know. Verse 21 says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, right? Because he got the Most High's name and Yahweh's name, right? But it doesn't mean anything unless you are of the elect. All right. If you're not of the elect, you're not going to be delivered, regardless if you have or know the name anyway. Right. So this is but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Okay, what was the will? What did Yahweh told Peter? To feed the sheep. That's part of the will. And you didn't do that. You know? Didn't do that. Verse 22, many will say to me in that day, and I say they're going to come back, and because they see things going on, they see these prophecies being fulfilled, and, you know, their spirit's going to get, you know, is going to, you know, get turned up inside them, and they're going to feel like they can come back and do this now. And, well, it's his faith. You meant to do it before you can see things, man. You know, before you can see it. You know, but as many will say to me in that day, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? Because they have, right? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works, right? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity, right? So like the scripture saying, many are called, a few are chosen, right? There's a lot of people are called into this thing, man, but it's all about who stays in it, who endureth unto the end. Those are the elect. Those are the ones that are chosen, right? The Lord ain't recognizing nobody that don't endure unto the end. You're not getting recognized. I don't know you. What the fuck was you doing 20 years? You know, what was that about? Why did you leave? Why, you know, so many questions, right? But no answers. None that are gonna be sufficient for the Lord, right? So I'm gonna close out with this one. This is Ezekiel chapter 34. Start from verse 2 here, right? It says, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel, right? He was supposed to be a shepherd, right? Prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, unto the shepherds, woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? I shouted to Peter, feed my sheep. Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with the wool, and ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock, right? You left, and you just fed yourself. You didn't care what happened to the flock after you left. So the disease have you not strengthened, neither have you healed that which was sick, neither have you bound up that which was broken, neither have you brought again that which was driven away. Right? Like I said, it was definitely without elders and apostles, and you got Nathaniel as well. Continue on teaching this truth. Otherwise, it would have just disappeared, right? The teachers from one Western night, it would have just fizzled out. And then how would brothers like myself and brothers that have come in, how would they have found this truth, man? If not for them, because it wasn't no thanks to you, you know. It says neither have you brought again that which was driven away, neither have you sought that which was lost, but with force and with cruelty ye have ruled them, and they were scattered because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. Right? We became vulnerable, man. Like we're out there in Satan's playground, just without knowledge anymore. Like not coming from you, you weren't playing your role in doing that. You just left, you just left, and everybody left and just was consumed by the world again, right? They became meat to all the beasts of the field, all the heathen and Esau and that, right? So my sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after it. You didn't. 20 years, right? Or whatever it was, right? It says, therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. As I live, saith the Lord power, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, neither did my shepherds search for my flock. But the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock. I said, you're only concerned about yourself. I said, we don't know what you've been doing for the last however many years, but it had nothing to do with the ministry. Okay? You, yourself, your family, whatever it is, that's what you was concentrating on. You weren't concentrating on this word. You weren't concentrating on the prophecies. You weren't moved in the spirit. You weren't moved with the fear to continue teaching, man, because you lost faith. You lost patience, man. You didn't believe. But now all of a sudden, Israel's blowing the shit out of Gaza. And World War III looks like it's about to let loose. You might want to jump back in, because you see it's time now, Because I'll be honest with you, man, I get it to a little bit, right? Because I never thought, like, when I came in this show, I didn't think I'd be here, 14 years later. I kind of thought, oh, yeah, we're going to be out of here, like, next year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. I thought, yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Right? But, you give a portion, of your life, you guys have, elder man have been in it for years. Elders and possibly been in it 30 years plus and all that kind of stuff. Like, for the weak-hearted, like we read earlier, man, like, you can't continue, man. You just, like, I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared to be here this long, doing this for this long. And when you see things falling apart, your faith, it broke. It broke. And that's just the truth, man. You broke. And you ain't been fixed, man. You think you can, slide on in. Slide up on a chariot, man. It's not going to work that way, man. If things don't go the way you plan, man, you just stand firm and you continue, man. That's what it is. Yes, the Lord didn't come back in the 2000s, and when I was coming in, I think, oh yeah, maybe 2012 be the year the Lord comes and all that kind of stuff. Thought these things as men, because none of us know the time, but we think these things on our personal level. Oh yeah, we think the Lord's gonna come back here and there and whatever. But when it don't happen, it's just like, well, okay, well, it just means I've got a way longer to go, and you push on. That's it. That's the mentality you gotta have. Not give up. Not just give up, man. because we see too much, man. We see too much, man, to shut it off. Like, we know these prophecies are coming to pass, man, and however long it takes for these prophecies to come to pass is how long it takes, man. But we continuously see these prophecies. They don't ever leave us, man. You know, so it's not like we just, well, yeah, well, nothing's happening. No, no, something's always happening. You know, something's always happening, man, and that just keeps us going because we can see, we got the vision, man. We can see, right? And this journey is worth, it's worth everything, man. To go to the very end, you know. Right. So therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall you ain't set out to feed no flock no more, man. You ain't coming back to feed nobody, right? Only the outcasts, man. The ones that the Lord don't want, man. The 2/3 or whatever, man. You ain't you left your post from being a shepherd. You're not gonna become a shepherd no more, and provide Israel with the substance that they need. You're not gonna do that, man. Right? Cause them to cease from feeding the flock, neither shall the shepherds feed themselves any more, right? If it's be taken away from you too. For I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them, right? The elect are going to be delivered from guys like you. You're not going to receive any of the elect to corrupt them or whatever. It's not going to happen. All you're going to get is 2/3, man, and Israelites are meant to be destroyed, right? But you ain't going to get the Lord's chosen to save your ass. It ain't happening. All right, I'm just going to continue here. For thus saith the Lord power, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. And as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and I will bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. Right, and the Lord has used the true shepherds, okay, beginning of our elders and apostles, man, to feed us this truth, man, to bring us back to the Father, right? To let us know, who we are, right? And this truth has been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man, through the power of the internet, right? So it's been able to go out far and wide, okay? And the elect of those men, okay, they're going to be gathered up in the end, and the Lord's going to bring us back. Yahweh Shai, when He returns, is going to bring us back to Israel, okay, to to our homeland, not these small hats and that, right? We want to return and reclaim our land, okay? And I'll bring out the people. Oh, read that one, verse 14. And I'll feed them in good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be, and they shall lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture they shall feed upon the mountains of Israel. I will feed my flock and will cause them to lie down, saith the Lord power. Okay, we will be at peace. We're gonna be at rest, right? Just as the Lord promised us. Right? So that I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away, and will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong, and I will feed them with judgment. Right? You guys that have been made wax fat in captivity, man, it's mad, right? You're not gonna be get done do away with you, man. All right, but I'm gonna end it there anyway, man. And, I've made the point. You know, because that's just what it is. At the end of the day, the old Apostle Ramlar is, completely right. You know, and these things are to serve as examples to us all. Okay, so we need to take in consideration of these things, right? So, hopefully, Lord willing, this has been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So, till next time, I say shalom.